let us get acquainted with the stages of life and the life stage adjustments expected during the different phases of life. And please note that the last of the two stages that I'm going to take you through are not really governed by a person's age. The next phase is middle age. That marks the period of age 40 to age 60. It's the first signs of aging. I guess for some of us back in our 30s, I found a grey hair. It can be quite traumatic for some of us, especially if you find the grey hair in places you didn't quite expect to find them. First early signs of aging and the effects of lifestyle changes, including menopause. For us men, not quite getting those spontaneous erections that we used to get in younger age when you wanted to get up from the desk and go somewhere in an office environment or a public environment, and you realize what's going on down there, and you can't quite get up so quickly because you've got to wait for something to go down and this. Oh, Gary, move on. This is so crude. It's a part of life, isn't it? But those spontaneous erections are not quite the same as they used to. Things are changing. Retirement, health problems, medication. I don't go to the doctors. I've not been to the doctors for 20 years. And now I've been to the doctors twice in 6 months. What's going on? The dentist, the amount of treatment, and I never go to the dentist apart from my 6-monthly checkup, which you should be doing. My doctor's notes are so few because now that can be quite traumatic. Medication. For what? First time. For some. May cause concern. Children getting ready to flee the nest, leave the home. Grandchildren? Oh, that is trauma. Don't you dare call me a grandparent. What? That can be quite impactful, anxiety provoking. Your career peak. Not quite the age for slipping off into the cruise and the sunset, but getting close to it, if we can afford it, that is. All these things may all take a toll on a person's mental and physical health. Now remember, it's not just you wake up one day and it's just happening. There may be a transitionary period where something is evoking change and anxiety, and it's happening over a period of time. In the partnership, it's showing something's different about you, but we can't and you can't put your finger on this change happening to you. And of course, some of the things is not welcomed, absolutely not welcomed, because it marks shift, it marks aging. Happens to us all. You're going to fight it, or you're going to transition into it as a necessary next phase in life. But first you've got to understand it and you've got to see it. Let's look at the age 60 onwards. More signs of aging. Lifestyle effects. Some of those sporting activities that probably a long time ago we had to shift from and change from and adjust and do something different, or not do anything for a long time so that bodily shape shifts. Retirement, which is getting later and later, but the fact is, the body is getting ready to slow down how we used to do physical and emotional and other activities. Health problems perhaps become more regular. Medication may increase. The body isn't doing what it used to do years ago. It's not recovering from those sporting activities like it used to do years ago. There's a strain on our life from different aspects of the activities that we do. And the next phase is the dependent old age. In brackets it says optional stage. Oh, do you get to opt out of this one? What it says is the feeling of being dependent and requiring assistance may disturb a person and may reduce their ability to enjoy life. Remember, I'm hoping that those that have been married for 45 years, 65 years, will still purchase this relationship webinar and be working through this. So this really does apply to you in your older age. Life stage changes. So many of us get ready to retire but don't think about a course on retirement. A course on retirement? Yes. Just like you do an apprenticeship to prepare you for the job you're going to do for 30 odd years. Do a course on retirement to prepare you for the life stage you're going to do for a lot of years into your future before you depart from this planet. The next phase is the end of life stage, and this is the time when a person realizes that he, she, is close to the end of life on this planet. So the end of life may require a lot more preparation, a lot more conversation, certainly a lot more love and affection and care. Lots of reflections about a life lived, the regrets, the guilt, the shame, the wish I had, the bucket lists that I never completed. So let us see some of the ways that we can seek assistance in transitioning through these life stage changes rather than trying to avoid them or jump out of them. So something about coping with life stage adjustments. And there are multiple ways a therapist, a counsellor can help us transition, work through these life stage adjustments that are needed. Things like assisting in accepting the life stage changes. That's not easy for a lot of us. How to work with you towards your standards, your values, your principles. Some of them you may have trashed in the past. There's something about finishing well. So whilst you still breathe, whilst you still have life, you have the potential to change no matter what age you are. There are times when we may have to work towards things like forgiveness of other people, where we've left a trail of destruction. That forgiveness may not always mean approaching the other person, but it may involve something about self-compassion for ourselves, offering forgiveness without going to the other person, Remember the terrorist attack? You may never see that terrorist who caused injury, harm to your family, friends, but you suffered the pain for years. But learning to be able to forgive them releases you to be able to reclaim your life and come back into the land of the living fully. Working towards setting your standards, better disciplines that might help you to achieve your goals, your aspirations. Also can teach you how to take steps to more likely achieve those goals, those aspirations, those bucket lists. Counseling therapy can help you recognize the stage that you're going through so that you can learn to recognize the feelings, the emotions, and as such guide you through this transition. Help you to deal with the discomforts, the insights, the manifestations of choices made back there that are now playing out now, including in families, in friends, in how you help to shape them and the manifestations you're now seeing coming out of them, your own children. There may be regrets about bad choices made, but are now impactful in other people's lives or playing out in how a next generation, your children, relatives, are doing their life. It may be you become dependent upon compulsive behaviors, addiction behaviors, substances, alcohol, drugs, porn as coping strategies. There's help available to help you transition out of such stages, such patterns of behavior. You can turn your life change, your life stage changes, development into triumphs. Yes, you can, but you might need some help with some skilled individuals to come alongside you. Remember, this process of counseling therapy is called the talking cure. Talking can make a lot of difference. This might be an area where you want to do some individual work on you, separate from the other person. Single, but want to better understand why? Preparing for marriage and want to give it your best shot. Perhaps you're in a partnership, a couple, and want to address some issues. Maybe it's a marriage, but it just ain't working too well. Are you a couple, but know it could be better? Consider a diagnosis, a form of MOT for the relationship. Want to limit passing on the stuff to the children? Because we know that childhood development really does impact the shaping of us and how we go on to do adult life. Want to maximize the quality of your relationship? Perhaps communication just definitely is not working well. Conflict needs managing, needs resolving. Sex, the first casualty when there is conflict, may be something of a sense of a mismatch, but there are definitely some problems in sex. Maybe you're long time married and you've settled, but you know you haven't settled for good enough. Consider the Kairos Center video on demand program. In that program, you'll cover a lot of topics from A to Z, and you can do it in the comfort of your own home at your leisure and have some periodical homework review sessions with me from time to time at your leisure. Maybe you would prefer secure webcam where one of you or both of you come for maybe weekly sessions. There's something for everyone in the Kairos relationship program. Contact me today. Whether you're in a partnership, a marriage, these things are true. Marriage is not the coming together of two people. It's actually a clash of two cultures, two experiences, two memories, two habits, two morals, two values. And that is a formulation for destruction, says Dr. Miles Monroe. Also, Dr. Creflo Dollar has said, marriage is the place of our healing. Don't leave it too quickly. And if I add a little bit extra to that, you're destined to repeat the problems. So why not work through this partnership in order to address the issues, which is more about me than the other person, and then make an informed decision about what you do for the future of the relationship. Send me a message. It's time to get your quality of life and relationship back on a proper footing.